This holiday season, step aboard a Seattle tradition, the Argosy Cruises Christmas Ship Festival. Take in the holiday magic on the official Christmas ship, the Spirit of Seattle, adorned in hundreds of sparkling lights as she brings festive cheer to waterfront communities across Puget Sound. Enjoy live onboard caroling from local choirs, holiday-inspired drinks, and of course, Santa himself. With every ticket, Argosy donates to the Seattle Times Fund for Those in Need, supporting several local charities. Create memories that sparkle. Visit argosycruises.com and book your Christmas ship cruise today. Washington Wild is dedicated to protecting the wild lands and waters that make Washington State such an incredible place to live, explore, and thrive. From safeguarding clean drinking water to defending iconic outdoor destinations, Washington Wild brings together local voices to protect our natural heritage. Investing in visible impact close to home creates healthier ecosystems, stronger outdoor recreation, and a future where wild places remain truly wild for everyone. Learn how you can take action at wawild.org. This is CityCast Seattle. I'm Jane C. Hu, and here's what Seattle's talking about. Today on CityCast Seattle, what lives up to the hype in town, the history of Seattle Light Rail, and settling into cuffing season. But first, in his concession speech the other day, Mayor Bruce Harrell joked that his next career move might be acting or rapping as B. Roo C, which leads me to ask, creative producer Liam Billingham, what would your rap name be?
Hi, Jane. My rap name would be what my first...
So fast to answer.
Because I have one, which was my first Twitter name, which was Ill Bill Billingham.
Oh, shit. That's amazing.
Which was suggested to me by my roommate at the time. He was like, go by the fake rap name I've been calling you since 2001.
All right, Ill Bill Billingham. What about you, resident prince of social media, Ben Keenan?
Hello, Jane. Hello, Liam. I have decided, and I've thought about this a long time because I'm a white man in America, it would be Sláinte. So it's like the Irish version for cheer. But, you know, as a redhead, I don't know if you're listening, you can't see that, but very Irish.
I bet you there's an Irish rapper with that name.
I fear there is, and I haven't looked it up because it'll dash every ounce of hope I ever have of becoming a rapper.
Well, okay, Ill Bill, Sláinte.
We got to record like a concept album, just two Irish guys in the Pacific Northwest.
So sorry, but hard pass.
Fair enough.
Okay, election season is over.
Woo.
Breathe in the sigh of relief. I am excited to be able to move on, to be settled in the knowledge that Katie Wilson will be our next mayor, just having that all figured out. I feel like we've been doing a lot of election coverage. We want to keep you all updated. But I'm also really excited to talk about different things. The leaves are falling. We've got the misty rain coming in. I feel like we're really getting into like peak Seattle time. You know, it's like Seattle's back being for Seattleites instead of having a bajillion tourists running around during the summer season. What is something in town that you all feel like lives up to the hype for this peak Seattle season?
The fish, the seafood generally. I know, obviously, you know, we're water adjacent. The Northwest is just known for good seafood, or, you know, people assume we have good seafood, but it's real. It's true. Our salmon is phenomenal. Any type of oyster that we have, you know, we've got a whole host of farms in and around the area. And I think regardless of local or tourist, you're able to come and have some of like really, really high quality seafood. I also arguably think that we have some of the best sushi in the country, because we are so close to the same area that like Japan gets their seafood, right? It's all out of the Pacific. I'm stoked to get to go to some of my favorite places and not have to wait 45 minutes for a reservation.
It's oysters season now.
Oh, I didn't know it had a season.
Oh, yeah. So oysters are, I think the rule of thumb is that oysters are good generally in any month that ends in an R.
Oh.
I think a lot of people mistakenly think of oyster season as being summer because you're like, I'll have a little raw bar moment outside on the patio. It's actually currently oyster season. So like September through April, I think, is supposed to be when they're good.
The burr months.
Yeah, the burr months. What about you, Liam? What do you think lives up to the hype?
Well, my answer is actually not terribly different from Ben's, but we had an event recently, our launch event here in Seattle, and it was in Ballard. Woo! And Ben did an amazing job organizing it. So.
Yes, he did.
And as I was walking to the venue, I passed by a bunch of pubs and bars, and everywhere looked so cozy. It was like a rainy night, and it was, it was like 6
frosted windows.
Yeah, and there just was like people looked happy and happy to be in a bar having a beer. And I feel like that's something that I think this city does really well, is that passage from like, oh, it's cold outside to inside, and feeling like, if you're going to leave your house, you want to go somewhere where it looks like you're warming yourself up with like maybe a coffee if you're not a drinker or something like that. And it made me, I wanted to go to all of those places, but I had to get to an event, and I would have died if I stopped at all those places because I would have had a drink in each one. But
a little pub crawl.
Yeah, a little pub crawl on the way.
Jane, I love that you called it frosted windows instead of what it is, which is just hot breath condensation.
You can't think of it like that. You got to romanticize it a little bit.
Hot breath condensation is a tough 3 words to hear together.
Just a bunch of sweaty people in there and their body heat making all of that. No,
I like to think because it's of all the laughter and conversation, all the community being built inside. That's why all of the hot breath is out there.
All right, my thing is the opposite of being really cozy inside, but still good. Pike Place in the winter is elite, actually. Great place to get holiday gifts. Now that there are fewer people around, I mean, of course, there will still be tourists in town who come and want to see Pike Place just because it's an iconic Seattle thing, but it's nice without the crowds. It's like way more pleasant to try and navigate if you are not crammed in there like sardines. But a lot of cool vendors, a lot of cool shops on the lower levels too that you don't always have the patience to get to during peak tourism season. I mean, the tea at Market Spice always hits in the winter. You get those little donuts. Anyway, I do like Pike Place, and I feel like every time I've been there with family when they're visiting during the holidays, it's always more pleasant than I expect it to. Go watch them make the cheese at Beecher's and then get yourself a little mariachi mac and cheese. Like, I just planned your day.
What's mariachi mac and cheese?
Ooh, it's got veggies in it, usually like peas and corn, I believe.
Okay.
It was so good recording this. I'm going to go grab some now.
Here's a question, because I feel like when I decided to move here, everyone was like, the summers are amazing. Are the summers also peak Seattle?
In a different way.
Okay.
I think summers are peak Seattle in the outdoor way, where instead of being cozy inside with the frosted windows, the hot breath windows, you're outside sitting at the brewery picnic tables, and like everyone's out paddleboarding or going on a little walk and staying out past 9 p.m. Yeah, I don't know. I think the center of where people want to be just kind of moves.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it being cozy season again. Like, I do feel like in the summer, everyone is like, I got to do everything all the time. Like, everyone is so social. Everyone's going on trips. Everyone is trying to get all their outdoor activities in. And now I feel like I can kind of breathe the sigh of relief and really settle into the cozy season. Like, I'm finding myself like wanting to make the little house changes that I've been putting off in the summer because I've been running around.
You're trying to pack it in the summer. You want to get all that stuff, that outdoor time.
Exactly. Oh, hey, sorry. Just having my afternoon snack. Lately, I've been really into Cobb's popcorn. It's small batch, handcrafted, premium quality, fancy pants popcorn. Like, their kitchen only produces 60 gallons a day, and it's pop fresh daily. So when it's gone, it's gone. The flavors are really good. They've got kettle corn, vanilla salted caramel, and brown butter from family recipes. It's made in Seattle, and locals and visitors alike will love it. I had a friend visiting from out of town, and she raved about how good it was. It's probably because they use real butter. Stop by their shop at Pike Place if you need your popcorn fix, a gift for a friend, or snacks for an event. Plus, they're right here in Seattle. You can go visit their shop at Pike Place if you need your popcorn fix, or if you need a gift for a friend or snacks for an event. They'll even give you a discount if you show them your Washington ID. Go visit the Cobb's Popcorn Shop at 1500 Western Ave near the market. Go pop in soon. CityCast Seattle is made possible by AT&T. America's first network is also its fastest and most reliable. Based on RootMetrics' United States Root Score Report, 1H 2025. Tested with best commercially available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. RootMetrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T. When you compare, there's no comparison. AT&T. Our light rail system was down at 5 stations on Sunday to repair a cracked rail in downtown Seattle. There were shuttle buses that went between Capitol Hill and the Stadium Station instead. And this has been happening a lot lately. I feel like light rail has had a lot of planned maintenance, but also quite a bit of unplanned maintenance. Can we afford to keep having these closures when people are increasingly relying on light rail to get around?
No. Absolutely not. I'm going to go on a little rant for a second here. I had an office that was over in Bellevue, and commuting from Seattle to Bellevue is not always the easiest thing. And we were stoked out of our minds when they said we were going to have a light rail that goes directly from down in like the ID Chinatown area and goes straight across. And we were going to connect you to downtown Bellevue. My office was a 5-minute walk. I have never been happier because that commute is usually like 40 minutes, right? You're hitting traffic of everybody going east. It's horrible. The people straight up built the light rail with, like, from what I understood, the wrong materials. They had to pull it up. The entire middle section had to be redone. And now it's taken an extra 3 years.
Oy.
I have had 2 different jobs since that last job and the amount of time it's taken to replace in the first place. So, no, Jane, I don't think people are able to continue on and live this way. We have places to go and people to see, and we are growing fast as a city. We need more reliable transit. And then even when the light rail is open, all the escalators are closed and broken. It's like,
Ben can't live this way.
I cannot live this way, and I shall not live this way any longer.
Ben, the only person you have to blame is the people of Seattle over the last 125 years. So I just want to give you that perspective.
Wasn't there some plan like back in the early 1900s to build a better or like a more robust rail system?
Well, it's interesting you say that because our current modern light rail system resembles this plan that was first proposed in 1912 by a guy named Virgil Gaybogue. And it was an urban rail network.
That's a name.
90 miles, rapid trains going all over the city. It was a third subway. It was a third rail. And a part of it was an elevated rail like Chicago's. And it was supposed to culminate in the center of the city with a civic center and like a European style plaza.
God.
And if you look at the photos online, maybe we can link to them. It was like pretty amazing. But it was rejected by business establishment at the time because it would have moved the sort of center of the town. Like at that time, Pioneer Square was sort of like the business center of the city.
Right.
But they were sort of like, this will change our holdings. It'll sort of shift commerce in a different direction. But actually, where things have shifted anyways is closer to like South Lake Union, Denny Triangle, which is where this would have culminated anyways.
I'm sick.
People were like unclear about where the funding was coming from. Every newspaper wrote a rejection of it at the time, and it lost by something like 60%.
Wow.
So that's the first time.
Well, to quote Adele, we could have had it all. Like it would have been built by now, you know?
I was going to say, also like Adele, we are now rolling in the deep. So
Wait, okay, so there was a second proposal.
There's a second.
You say.
In 1965, Warren G. Magnuson Park.
Of Magnuson Park, yes.
He put together the federal funding. 75% of what I'm about to tell you about would have been funded by the federal government. A 49-mile, 30-station system with 4 lines out of downtown Seattle. And it was rejected in 1968 and 1970. Because this is post the Boeing recession and voters didn't want a $400 million property tax hike. And all of that money went to funding the Atlanta Light Rail, which is actually pretty amazing, an amazing system. And Magnuson is quoted as saying his plan was called the Forward Thrust Rail System, which is kind of a sick name. And he didn't put the money together to fund Atlanta's light rail system.
Wow.
So you could have had it all 3 times. Technically.
Imagine the forward thrust paired with the slut. And Seattle could have had it all.
That would have been a great segment of Liam Guesses, I have to tell you. We missed out on everything here. Such a bummer.
Well, okay. It seems like while it would have been nice if we had gotten like 100-year start on this, or even a 50-year head start on all of this, it seems like we're building towards that now. Like, as much as Ben can't live this way, we soon, hopefully, will have the 1 line and the 2 line connected, and you could take the train to Bellevue. So I think that's supposed to start happening in like spring of next year.
Oh, that's soon.
Which is exciting.
Allegedly. They said
so
that 5 years ago.
That it's true. Things do have a way of getting pushed back.
Can I play a little bit of devil's advocate on the transportation here, though? Because, Ben, you mentioned that like most major cities have like a network or some kind of public transportation option that works. I spent the last 5 years in Los Angeles, California, which is a wonderful city, and I love it. How many times did I take the train? Once. I didn't take a single bus. Like, it's a joke there. Like, people are like, oh, that's cute. We have buses. And so the fact that here I can get on a bus and go, like, you know, go to the movies or go downtown and then like get back and not have to drive and read a book. Like, actually, for me, it's like it's so refreshing to have this again. So it might not be perfect, but like at the very least, at least the buses here feel reliable and on a schedule. And I mean, the light rail I took to the airport and I was like, this is incredible.
I mean, I think that this whole project is going to continue being built for quite a while. But currently, I've seen signs up in light rail for the 1 line ending at Federal Way, which is exciting. That's supposed to open on December 6th.
Oh.
And then there are also the signs include the 2 line. ST3 is coming soon being 2032, which like will be here before we know it, you know, and that'll connect West Seattle to SoDo, which would be very exciting because driving to West Seattle, well, as we saw when that bridge was out, that was even harder. And then there's also going to be a Ballard extension, which is planned for 2039, which I remember when that was announced years ago, it felt like the distant future, and it's still a ways off. But the fact that we're already kind of in planning stages for that is exciting.
Time flies, too. It's getting faster and faster.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
The only applause I give them is the fact that it used to be 2050 and we've moved it up 11 years. So I will say I'm now no longer going to be too old to take the light rail by the time it gets to Ballard.
All right. Well, we're still going to have to wait like another 15 years for that. But this week, one thing that might be helpful to know is that there will be similar closures happening. So at 11 p.m. on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week, there will be more work in that downtown tunnel. So parts of the 1 line will be closed. And there's also going to be just more maintenance as we are leading up to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. We want to make sure our light rail is in tip-top shape. So they're going to be doing maintenance and other closures as well. But all right, with that, let's take a quick break. We were just talking about being cozy inside. Part of that is that it's also cuffing season.
Yay, and boo.
Sorry, what? Cuffing season?
Liam.
Ben!
Here, I'm going to take the initiative and just outline this very quickly. Cuffing season is basically the season of the year where you're at a hot girl summer and you are getting into a relationship. You are getting cuffed up.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So
I've been cuffed a long time, so
Liam was the OG cuff.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, so basically what we are doing in the city is, especially it gets cozy, everybody's like getting in relationships. It usually lasts through like early spring, and then you see a lot of people breaking up right before summer, for better or for worse. But we're back into cuffing season.
Or like soft or hard launching who they've settled down with. Well, wait, okay, Ben, as our resident single person,
perfect.
Are you dating right now?
I mean, dating is a state of mind, is it not? I am not currently on the apps, but if the universe does provide me with a date, I shall imbibe. It's really hard right now. I do, as the resident single person here, I do have a lot of friends are also kind of like in this middle bothered ground of like, what do I do? Do I get on my semi-annual app, re-download, say hello to my same 10 friends that I always match with, say best of luck this cuffing season, and then log straight off because it is abysmal out there? Or do I try to meet somebody in person? And the idea of doing that is great in theory, right? It's very Hallmark movie-esque. But the hard part is the Seattle Freeze generally. People here just aren't necessarily going out and having conversations. You approach somebody at a bar and everybody automatically has their guard up. They're like, what is something wrong? Why are you coming up to me? I'm out here with my friends. And I think the idea of cuffing season and like paired with the cozy mentality of Seattle, it's prime to actually date, right? To get in a relationship, go on dates, meet somebody, spend the winter and the fall together, and really do kind of like the fun, cozy activities inside, baking and decorating your tree and going to a pumpkin patch and like all of this, that, and the other. But the reality is that it's just really tough out there for a lot of people.
Yeah.
This is such an activity forward city. I feel like that's actually good for dating. Like, yeah, let's go to a pumpkin patch, or like, let's go to where, like, let's walk around Pike. Oh, no.
Oh, my God, Liam.
This is your weekly reminder that Liam is indeed new to the city of Seattle.
Liam is canceled.
Put a dollar in the swear jar, Liam.
Dang, okay.
Sorry, Liam, finish what you were going to say.
No, it just feels, I'm like horribly embarrassed for myself. I was just saying it's like such an activity forward city that I think that like that combo of the fact that it's difficult to date here is a bummer because there are such good activities you could do from a dating perspective.
So Ben, you mentioned the Seattle Freeze. One of the other stats I saw is that for people who are dating in Seattle, the dating scene has a pretty major gender imbalance. So 2023 census data showed that there are like 121 unmarried men under 45 compared to 100 unmarried women. But I also want to hear from you, like, what else do you find difficult about dating in the city?
Yeah, it's really interesting that we are consistently hyped as one of the best cities in the country for single people. But it is like, it's really tough here. Outside of my CityCast life, I do host singles events, right? A lot of people from the, transplant community come in and they don't, want to be on the apps. They're like, I'd love to go meet somebody that I can bond with out in public, and they want to engage. And so the idea behind these singles events that I've put on, and they will be coming back now that it's the fall. The people keep telling me, like, I want to come and like not feel pressured to meet somebody. I don't want to go and necessarily pay for something. I want to just show up. You're just somebody at a bar. It's super casual. And a lot of people have come up to me and said, hey, I'm new in the city. I came by myself on a whim, and I've met a lot of really good friends. And then they go out and hang out outside of that. And I think what we're hungry for in this city is the community. And it just happens to be that there aren't enough people that know where to go. Right. And so it's like whether you're on Bumble or Bumble BFF, people, there's a hunger there, I think, is what folks are looking for.
Yeah. Okay. I was on Bumble BFF for like a hot minute in like 2021. I feel like the pandemic shutdown era really atrophied our social muscles. And I felt like I was really like rebuilding my friend group after a lot of friends moved out of town because they couldn't afford to live here since they weren't working. And it was a weird experience. I mean, I imagine it's similar to using the dating side of Bumble, but it felt just strange to try and connect with someone on the basis of so few facts, and people flake so easily.
Totally.
I did end up making one friend on it, and then she promptly moved away, which was very sad. But
yeah, I mean, and I feel like we're such a remote, like, everybody's working remote now, right? And it's like the last thing you want to do is be on a big screen, log off and go scroll on a small screen to find a friend or to find a date or to find, anybody to connect with. People want to be out in person. And unfortunately, it just doesn't seem like there's the infrastructure, at least in Seattle, to do that. So I think there is something to say about, there is success to be found on apps, dating or friendship. But I think for whatever reason, Seattle just isn't in a space where we are absolutely able to like figure out the missing piece as to why dating is so tough here. And dating's tough everywhere, but I feel like it's like especially tough here.
Ben, you mentioned you're going to bring back your singles events. Very exciting. If we have any single listeners, definitely show up to that. Are there other things you guys have seen in town? Because for me, like one that I've always wanted to go to, and if you're listening and you're one of my friends and you're single, I've always wanted to go to one of those pitch a friend events where I can just get up there and hype my single friend and be like, you would be lucky if this person would even look at you. I know some of those are coming up.
That's awesome.
Here's my promise to everyone listening and to Jane and Liam. I will post a lot of these on our social media platforms and just make sure people are aware of ways that they can get out into society, make a community, build a group of people. Like the events are everywhere, but they're just not always on like a community calendar.
Mm-hmm. Well, in the meantime, definitely keep an eye on our social media, and good luck to everyone during cuffing season. That is all for us here today at CityCast Seattle. Thanks so much for being here, Ben.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks for joining, Liam.
Sure, I just want to address the Pike's Place allegations, and I apologize one more time for that mistake.
He denies them.
Yeah, the allegations.
None of you can prove it. There's no record of it. Thank you for having me.
And listeners, we are actually going to be doing some episodes coming up where we want your input. What is a Seattle mystery that you have always wondered about, no matter how big or small? Please get in touch with us by sending an email to seattle@citycast.fm or calling our mystery hotline at 206-880-3931. Until next time, see ya, Seattle.